Yes.
Cal, the other day you said something about scaling back the offense when Jared was in the game. Is it a wrong assumption that the rest of the team has to slow down and wait? Does it slow down?
No, we're now starting to get to where he's catching up. But when he just walked in, we hadn't scrimmaged or done anything. So now all of a sudden there are things that he's not run through and we haven't talked to him about. You can't run him through that stuff. He didn't practice when he was out. He may have been in there watching, but he wasn't practicing. So, no, he's not going to slow us down.
John, how did he keep his cardio and keep in shape when
He was doing thing inside the tub in there. You got the zero gravity machine. You got all this stuff here, so he was fine.
Seemed like he was sucking wind though after his very
They all
first
do.
stint the other.
Yeah, there's an anxiety too. I mean, he went up and down the court. The first time down in South Carolina was almost hysterical. He lasted about 30 seconds. But that's as much anxiety as it is conditioning. And it's normal stuff.
How's the kid that young deal with all this pressure now? Is maybe he's the guy who's going to fix this and be the savior?
He's not. He shouldn't feel that. I mean, and my message today to them, if we defend and do some of the stuff we did and play, rebound and do some of that stuff, the other stuff is all fixable. I'll just give you an example. We got to lower some turnovers. Can't have 16. 6 of them walks. What? 10, 11 is fine. You guys know how I say. If we have 4 or 5 or 6, we're not being aggressive enough. So it's 10 or 11, not 16. Second thing is you got to create shots so we can have easier baskets for each other. Lastly, I would say we got to make 6 to 7 threes a game. That means between 15 and 18 threes, and you got to make 6 or 7 threes. Who are the guys making them? We make those, we're fine. If you defend and do the stuff we did, and got to try to keep playing a little faster, playing more people should help that, but it's all fixable. Look, I'm the coach at Kentucky. This is what you deal with. I'm not shying away from it. It's not overwhelming me. I'm not panicked. I will say every game we play, including Mississippi State, they're capable of beating us. Just how it is. We're also capable of winning, but they're capable of beating us every game here on out. The league is way tougher. I think our strength of schedule is 12th. I may be corrected on that because you could look at something else, but that's what the NCAA goes by. 12th. We're 14-5. I'm not panicked. I mean, I coach at Kentucky. I always have young guys. I don't have them this young. They're really young. They're learning to trust each other. I got to get them to trust each other on both sides of the ball. And it may take more time. There have been years it's taken us till the end of February. And guess what? I woke up every morning, got ready to go, did my thing, coached my team, and eventually they got it. I fully expect that from this team. But they're growing pains. This may be the youngest team in the history of the NCAA trying to do something unique and special. There's been teams this young, and they've been like 3 and 25.
What was it about him, or has it been about him, that made you say maybe Jared can be the guy to grab teammates and
He's a little bit of a leader, but you can't lead from the tub. And it's hard to lead from the bench. You got to be in the court, you got to be performing, and then you got that chance. So he's starting. He's a great kid. He wants to make plays for his teammates. There's a lot of stuff. Like so we played with 6, 7 guys, Brad being 8. Now, with 2 days practice, we're back to playing with a full roster. And one of those guys is Jared. And it's the youngest team in the country. I can't expect these guys to get this right away, and no one else should. Now, you can expect that they play hard. You can expect that they play unselfish. You can expect that they compete till the horn blows. That's all normal stuff, and they do. These are great kids. But, I'm with them. I haven't lost any faith in them, individually or collectively. It's just hard. And it's harder than they thought it would be. And to be honest, at the end of the year, I forget how hard it is as you're going through it. So it's hard on all of us. It's just a tough deal.
Year 14 was hard. How do you compare this year to that?
I don't know. I mean, Julius physically gave you something that maybe this team doesn't have. You know, he could just bulldoze you. But PJ at times does the same, gives you some of that. You know, the Twins had come in and didn't get it until late February. When they got it, they were pretty good. But, you know, we'll see how this plays out. James Young and Dakari and Willie. But we had some veteran guys, too. Alex, he had some. So they're all different. You guys should know every team I have here is different, and it's a different process, and it's different steps. The lesson plan at the end of the year is thrown out. You start with a new lesson plan. And then as you're going through the lesson plan, I don't like this. We got to try something different. They're not getting it. So you go in another direction, and then they're still quite not getting it. You write it out, let's try some of this. And then finally, you tweak some stuff, you try some stuff, and you look and say, man, they're way better. We're way better defensively than we were. But again, let's understand, you got a team, Mississippi State coming in here, 14 wins, playing really good basketball. They've lost some games, but they've been in every game. Alabama had them down 20, and they came back and should have won the game at Alabama. So, you know, again, they're really good. I'm concerned that my team, let's just get our stuff right. And if that's not good enough, we move on to the next weekend.
Cal, do you think you'll sign anybody else in this 2018 recruiting?
Don't know yet. Don't know.
How has the recruiting landscape changed since you got to Kentucky, especially maybe in the last 3 or 4 years? Or has it?
I don't think it has. I mean, there's some classes that are really good classes, and there are other classes that are okay classes. Just how it is. And, you know, we don't get every kid. I've said that all along. We get the ones that need to come here. Others choose not to, and that's fine. That's their choice. Obviously, the kids that have come here are worth over $1 billion. 17 have graduated. 35, whatever, got drafted. 3, number 1. I mean, kids that have come here belonged here. So, you know, doesn't mean everybody needs to come here. They don't. I don't think it's changed much at all.
Cal, you mentioned the 6 walks in the last game.
Six what?
Walking violations, steps. What did you see when you looked?
Some of it in the post. I didn't think Shea's was a walk, and the other 3 were Kevin Knox, and we've worked on it over and over and over and over, and he's not really ready to break that habit. And it's a habit he's had. So, and they're walks, you know. So you can't have 6 walks in a basketball game, because if you took the 6 walks away, we're at 9, 10 turnovers, which is fine. You're good. If we're at 6, I'm saying we're not aggressive enough. If we're at 16, you're too sloppy, and that's being sloppy and a little bit undisciplined.
Cal, with the top guys that you go after that don't come here, do you find a common theme in what they're hearing from the people that are recruiting against you?
No, some of them do well, and you'd have to look at who we lost and how they've done in the I don't know. Some of them have done well. I haven't looked that way, but if they do, I wish them well. I mean, I'm not wishing ill will on any of these kids. This is about them and their families. So, my concern is whoever we get here, how do we help them get to be the best version of themselves, both on and off the court? How do we send them off from here after a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, with a basis to have success on and off the court, where they can be involved in their communities and where it's not just solely basketball, how they can count on themselves. I don't sell, like when you come here, the university and the state will take care of you the rest of your life. You may buy that, and I got some great property and some swampland down in Florida to sell you too. Every one of us in this country is based on, you got to take care of yourself. You prepare yourself, and then when you make it, you make sure you're helping. And along the way, you're bringing other people with you. And that's what we're trying to do. Just give these guys the best opportunity. We're not trying to say this university or state will take care of you the rest of your life. There's no socialism here. This stuff is, you got to go do it, and we're going to help you do it. Some like that, some don't like it, but
John, you said you guys need 6 or 7 threes, or you'd like to have 6 or 7 made threes. Why? Why not just to go to your strength and you?
because we're capable of that. And I think that's not an unreal number. And what happens is when you're making 4 to 5 and they're making 3 more, we don't have enough of a gap this year. We need to narrow that gap, lower the turnovers, create better shots, and keep playing how we're playing. And let's just get used to each other. That's in a simple sense why I'm looking at this saying, I'm fine. We competed against one of the best offensive teams in the country in Florida. And they're good, but we're okay. South Carolina, we had our chance. We let that one slip. Now we got another tough one. And this is a young team. So now we're going to find out, have they grown up a little bit? Or where are they when the adversity hits? But like I said, I'm with them. Thanks.
How does-
Thank you.